Welcome to CBM News. I am joined today by my co-anchor Dawson Murphy. Today's top story: does Vietnam soldier drug use cause mental health issues?
A recent study from NPR showed about 40% of enlisted men have tried heroin, and those, about half, have become addicted. The good news is the drug use among the Vietnam veterans was that after they have been detoxified and returned to the United States, only about 5% of those who were addicted in Vietnam became re-addicted.
Now to Trent with an interview of a Vietnam soldier in New York City.
Hi, my name is Trent Caldera, and I'm coming at you on scene in New York City. I have found a returning veteran, and I'm going to ask him a couple questions about life in Vietnam. Kevin, could you join me, please?
Certainly.
Now, Kevin, how was your experience in Vietnam, and did you use any sort of drugs in any way?
It was very frightening. The nights were long. Lots of gunfire. I actually did use drugs. I used LSD, also known as acid, cocaine, marijuana. Yeah, drugs.
So, these drugs, they helped you get away out of many of your thoughts?
Yeah, it was an escape from all the horrors of war. Just a good way to get away.
Okay. I can see how your drugs helped you get away, but was this your go-to object to help you get away from the terror of war, and why?
I think it was. Just there wasn't really any happiness out there. There wasn't a lot of things that could bring joy, and that was really our only thing.
And killing people, it definitely didn't help anything either.
Certainly not, Trent.
And now you are off drugs and clean and sober.
That is correct.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
And now that is all we have for our on-site segment. Now back to Kyle and Dawson at the CBM News headquarters.
Thank you, Trent. Wait a minute. We have some breaking news. Man gone wild since from coming back from the war. Now, with more on the story, we go live to Trent.
Hello, and we are back at our local trap house. And I believe there is a man that has been causing the havoc that we have been hearing about. Sir, may I ask you a couple questions for our news segment? Okay. What is your name, and how has drugs affected your life?
My name is.
How has drugs affected your life?
Well, man, they're the only thing that can take care of me.
So, took you away from all the terror and war?
Man, you don't know what's out there.
How were the nights in Vietnam?
Man, they're scared, man. You don't know who behind you, who watching you. You can be anywhere.
Did you lose anything in Vietnam?
Boom.
You lost your eyebrows.
I did indeed, man. I was, man, where I was just in my bunker, just chilling, and just all of a sudden, I just hear boom, man. Everyone commanders just shooting everywhere.
The explosion took off your eyebrows then.
They did. Do you see them? I know you dumbass.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me ask you questions about Vietnam. I hope your drug addiction gets better
You want
in
some?
its stages. No, I'll pass for right now, but maybe later. Alright. Have a nice day.
Get off my property, then.
Alright, we're leaving. Back to CBM News.
Thank you, Trent. Well, that's the end of our segment.
See you tomorrow night at 8.